episode of Success with Bomweti Show. I'm going to talk about the top 3 robotics process automation tools that you can train on to become a robotics process automation consultant. Okay, now if you're out there, you probably don't know what robotics process automation is. I've talked about this before. It's basically a relatively new technology that companies now are using to replace human beings who normally do those kind of tasks within a business. Those tasks that are usually repetitive, tedious, and high volume in nature. Okay, for example, data entry. Okay, there's a lot of business processes out there that require a lot of data entry. Okay, for example, entering invoices, okay, raising requisitions, okay, purchase orders and stuff like that. So those kind of tasks, they are usually very high volume and they are very repetitive. So you keep on doing the same task every single day. Okay, so those kind of tasks, they can be done by robots instead of a human being doing them. And these are not industrial robots. These are software robots that can do that kind of work. So the software robot is deployed on a computer and performs basically exact same way a human being would do when they are processing those kind of transactions. Okay, so that's the technology. It's called robotics process automation. Okay, it's relatively new. It's an emerging technology. There's a lot of demand, okay, for people who have these kind of skills. All right, and a lot of people out there, they don't know anything about this technology, and yet there is so much demand for people who have these kind of skills. Okay, so if you want to get into the tech industry, you want probably maybe to try something new that you've never heard about, I think trying robotics process automation technology is a wise idea, because there is a huge demand of people who have this kind of skills, who can be able to implement this kind of project within an organization. Okay, now I'll give you the first tool. The top most tool is called UIPath. Okay, UIPath tool. This tool is very popular in the industry. Okay, you can train on it. You can train to become a robotics process automation UiPath developer, or you can train to become a robotics process automation UiPath business analyst. If you don't know what is the difference between the two, a developer is basically the person who develops or codes the robot or the bots. You usually call them the bots. Okay, it's that person who knows the programming language and they can be able to code that. Okay, whereas the business analyst is the person who will be able to understand business processes, gather all those requirements, then put them in a document and hand over to the developer so that the developer can write the code. Okay, so companies need these two sets of consultants, a developer and a business analyst. So depending with your background, depending with what you like, you can train to become a robotics process automation developer or a robotics process automation business analyst. Okay, now the other one is Automation Anywhere. Okay, a very popular tool. If you train on that, you will still get a very good job out there as a consultant. Okay, it's called Automation Anywhere. Again, you can train to become a developer or you can train to become a business analyst for Automation Anywhere. Now, the other tool, number 3, is Blue Prism. So Blue Prism is a very popular tool, and again, you can train to become a developer or you can train to become a business analyst. Okay, now one thing that you need to really understand is that when you train as a business analyst for just one tool, you can work for any tool out there in the market. Okay, because business analyst skills are not really tied to a specific robotics process automation tool. Okay, because your work as a business analyst is to really understand business processes, okay, and know how to document that, okay, and be able to know how to test the robots once they are deployed. All right, so as a business analyst, you can work for any kind of tool out there, even though you are trained on just one tool. Okay, but as a developer, you can only work for whatever tool that you've trained on. For example, if you train on UIPath tool, you can't really work on automation anywhere. Okay, because each tool, they have different coding language. Okay, for example, UiPath is written using the .NET framework. The other tools out there in the market are written using other programming languages. So it depends with the tool that you are trained on if you really want to become a developer. Okay, but if you want to become a business analyst, like I said, you can work for any tool out there. All right. You're watching Success with Bob Mwiti Show, presented to you by Appstech America. Appstech America is a consulting company that helps immigrants find amazing higher education and job opportunities in the tech industry in the United States. You can find our programs by going to www.appstechamerica.com. Appstech America, we wake you up to the unlimited potential within you. Now, on to our question of the day. Someone asked me, hey Bob, can I train as both a developer and a business analyst? For that, I say yes, you can actually train as a developer and as a business analyst if that's really what you want. Okay, in fact, actually, I would encourage you to become both a developer and a business analyst because you'll understand both sides. Of course, if you really like being a developer. Okay, so that's pretty much it, and I will see you next time. Goodbye. You've been watching Success with Bob Mwiti Show, brought to you by Appstech America. Come back next time to hear more steps and missteps that I took on the path to becoming a successful immigrant in USA. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and also follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn.